Blue capital.
3 minutes
For the
notice.
last Diaspora
Remember, there
conference,
is
the
a
10th,
food
we were
zone
actually the
to
first
my right. You're
Diaspora
not allowed
Platinum.
to have meals in the sanctuary, please. There's a food zone to my right. Remember, we are in a church. Let's try to observe the rules. There are some tables and chairs set up to my right, your left. Please utilize them. And this is your 3-minute warning. 3-minute warning, and we're going to get going, okay?
What I enjoy most about the conference is the networking, is hearing from our ministers, up face and personal. So all your concerns and all your questions you have about Jamaica can be answered.
I expect this 11th biennial conference to be even bigger with a stronger focus on rebuilding Jamaica. It's not just building a better Jamaica, we also need to rebuild. And we as Jamaicans need to make sure we are investing in Jamaica.
Whatever you need is right there for all the information.
If you want to meet people already doing things in Jamaica, positive things, this is the place to be.
June 14th to the 18th, Montego Bay Conference Center.
It's not a talk shop. This is about action, serious things. So make sure you're there. I will be there.
See you there.
My Jamaican family and friends of Jamaica. At the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, we are finalizing the program for your 11th Jamaica Biennial Diaspora Conference. Content that will include mobilizing diaspora trade and investment, building you, building your brand as we work together to build a stronger Jamaica. Looking at Jamaica's AI and digital future. Experts from across the world will be sharing their thoughts on how we can use the diaspora to empower Jamaica's AI and digital future. Expanding diaspora engagement, looking at global market access for your goods. We will hear from our security experts as we work together to continue to secure Jamaica. A secure Jamaica means a Jamaica that is best for your investment opportunities as well. And of course, our returning residents. Jamaicans at home, Jamaicans abroad, and friends of Jamaica. We are here at the corporate offices of Jamaica National, meeting with the Honorable Earl Jared and his team to discuss the way forward to our 11th Jamaica Biennial Diaspora Conference.
The committee met this morning to discuss nuances and details of the conference, and we expect to have a large turnout and exciting presentations, and hopefully we can find solutions to many of the challenges that Jamaica faces from time to time.
This is an important moment as we discuss rebuilding a resilient Jamaica post-Hurricane Melissa, empowering Jamaicans at home and abroad and friends of Jamaica for the future.
I'm looking forward to a great conference. As you know, the strength of Jamaica is in the strength of its people. And the diaspora represents a significant part of the Jamaican community. And so I look forward to seeing you here in Jamaica on June 14 to 18.
The Diaspora Conference is a week of meaningful discussion, partnership, dialogue, and support. We look forward to welcoming you all to Montego Bay, and we will update you in the days to come.
I'm Christopher Benjamin. I'm the Community Relations Officer here at the Consulate General of Jamaica in New York. I do so many things, but primarily just making sure that the relationship between our community that's immediately surrounding us in 33 states that we represent are well connected with the consulate, and also trying to be a conduit for people here back to Jamaica through many different ways. There are a lot of Jamaicans who are here who have been here for a very long time And so they are looking to go back home to either do business, to retire. And so what we do here is to also make sure that they understand that Jamaica might not be the same that they left 20, 30, 40 years ago. Come to the 11th Biennial Diaspora Conference in Montego Bay. It is not just a talk shop. It's an opportunity for persons to come in, share, meet with people who they might not have seen for a long time, members of the diaspora who might be in similar industries that they are in, and that they want to share ideas, investment strategies, and most importantly, how they can help Jamaica recover better after Hurricane Melissa. Remember, bring your family, bring your friends, June 14th to the 18th, right there in Montego Bay.
I am David Mullings, founder, chairman, and CEO of Bloomer Capital. For the last Diaspora conference, the 10th, we were actually the first Diaspora Platinum sponsor. And we got a 10 times return on our investment. It was one of the best conferences I've ever attended. I've been to 5 conferences over the years. And one of the most important things is that this one was more business oriented than any one before. And we had a record attendance, over 1,100 people, as far as I could tell, had attended, which was the most that had ever attended a Diaspora conference.
My name is Sandra Christy Brown, and I've attended 6 Jamaica Diaspora Conference. What I enjoy most about the conference is the networking, is hearing from our ministers, up face and personal. So all your concerns and all your questions you have about Jamaica can be answered.
I expect this 11th biennial conference to be even bigger with a stronger focus on rebuilding Jamaica. It's not just building a better Jamaica, we also need to rebuild. And we as Jamaicans need to make sure we are investing in Jamaica.
Whatever you need is right there for all the information.
If you want to meet people already doing things in Jamaica, positive things, this is the place to be.
June 14th to the 18th, Montego Bay Conference Center.
It's not a talk shop. This is about action, serious things. So make sure you're there. I will be there.
See you there.
I am there.
My Jamaican family and friends of Jamaica. At the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, we are finalizing the program for your 11th Jamaica Biennial Diaspora Conference. Content that will include mobilizing diaspora trade and investment, building you, building your brand as we work together to build a stronger Jamaica. Looking at Jamaica's AI and digital future. Experts from across the world will be sharing their thoughts on how we can use the diaspora to empower Jamaica's AI and digital future. Expanding diaspora engagement, looking at global market access for your goods. We will hear from our security experts as we work together to continue to secure Jamaica. A secure Jamaica means a Jamaica that is best for your investment opportunities as well. And of course, our returning residents, unlocking some of the secrets that they have used as they return home to Jamaica to rebuild and to thrive. There will also be a session looking at empowering our diaspora youth and the role fourth, second, and third generation Jamaicans abroad can play in national development, working with our national youth leaders right here in Jamaica. Of course, great investment opportunities across agriculture, looking at education, rebuilding an education that is 21st century ready as we look at a more empowered Jamaican society. Exciting topics also, looking at the creative industries, empowering Jamaicans abroad who want to represent Jamaica and who can offer great things towards our creative industries, as well as our health sector, looking at volunteerism as well. This year's conference also provides a great opportunity as we rebuild our nation in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, moving entire cities from the coast further inland. It will mean a greater discussion on building new schools, new hospitals, building new urban centers. With your expertise, we're inviting you, members of the diaspora and friends of Jamaica, come home as we work together to rebuild a more resilient Jamaica. Jamaicans at home, Jamaicans abroad, and friends of Jamaica. We are here at the corporate offices of Jamaica National, meeting with the Honorable Earl Jared and his team to discuss the way forward to our 11th Jamaica Biennial Diaspora Conference.
The committee met this morning to discuss nuances and details of the conference, and we expect to have a large turnout and exciting presentations, and hopefully we can find solutions to many of the challenges that Jamaica faces from time to time.
This is an important moment as we discuss rebuilding a resilient Jamaica post-Hurricane Melissa, empowering Jamaicans at home and abroad and friends of Jamaica for the future.
I'm looking forward to a great conference. As you know, the strength of Jamaica is in the strength of its people. And the diaspora represents a significant part of the Jamaican community. And so I look forward to seeing you here in Jamaica on June 14 to 18.
The Diaspora Conference is a week of meaningful discussion, partnership, dialogue, and support. We look forward to welcoming you all to Montego Bay, and we will update you in the days to come.
I'm Christopher Benjamin. I'm the Community Relations Officer here at the Consulate General of Jamaica in New York. I do so many things, but primarily just making sure that the relationship between our community that's immediately surrounding us in the 33 states that we represent are well connected with the consulate, and also trying to be a conduit for people here back to Jamaica through many different ways. There are a lot of Jamaicans who are here who have been here for a very long time, and so they are looking to go back home to either do business, to retire. And so what we do here is to also make sure that they understand that Jamaica might not be the same that they left 20, 30, 40 years ago. Come to the 11th Biennial Diaspora Conference in Montego Bay. It is not just a talk shop. It's an opportunity for persons to come in, share, meet with people who they might not have seen for a long time, members of the diaspora who might be in similar industries that they are in, and that they want to share ideas, investment strategies, and most importantly, how they can help Jamaica recover better after Hurricane Melissa. Remember, bring your family, bring your friends, June 14th to the 18th, right there in Montego Bay.
I am David Mullings, founder, chairman, and CEO of Blue Moho Capital. For the last Diaspora conference, the 10th, we were actually the first Diaspora Platinum sponsor. And we got a 10 times return on our investment. It was one of the best conferences I've ever attended. I've been to 5 conferences over the years. And one of the most important things is that this one was more business oriented than any one before. And we had a record attendance, over 1,100 people, as far as I could tell, had attended, which was the most that had ever attended a Diaspora conference.
My name is Sandra Christy Brown, and I've attended 6 Jamaica Diaspora conference. What I enjoy most about the conference is the networking, is hearing from our ministers, up face and personal. So all your concerns and all your questions you have about Jamaica can be answered.
I expect this 11th biennial conference to be even bigger with a stronger focus on rebuilding Jamaica. It's not just building a better Jamaica, we also need to rebuild. And we as Jamaicans need to make sure we are investing in Jamaica.
Whatever you need is right there for all the information.
If you want to meet people already doing things in Jamaica, positive things, this is the place to be.
June 14th to the 18th, Montego Bay Conference Center.
It's not a talk shop. This is about action, serious things. So make sure you're there. I will be there.
See you there.
My Jamaican family and friends of Jamaica. At the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, we are finalizing the program for your 11th Jamaica Biennial Diaspora Conference. Content that will include mobilizing diaspora trade and investment, building you, building your brand as we work together to build a stronger Jamaica. Looking at Jamaica's AI and digital future. Experts from across the world will be sharing their thoughts on how we can use the diaspora to empower Jamaica's AI and digital future. Expanding diaspora engagement, looking at global market access for your goods. We will hear from our security experts as we work together to continue to secure Jamaica. A secure Jamaica means a Jamaica that is best for your investment opportunities as well. And of course, our returning residents, unlocking some of the secrets that they have used as they return home to Jamaica to rebuild and to thrive. There will also be a session looking at empowering our diaspora youth and the role 4th, 2nd, and 3rd generation Jamaicans abroad can play in national development, working with our national youth leaders right here in Jamaica. Of course, great investment opportunities across agriculture, looking at education, rebuilding an education that is 21st century ready as we look at a more empowered Jamaican society. Exciting topics also, looking at the creative industries, empowering Jamaicans abroad who want to represent Jamaica and who can offer great things towards our creative industries, as well as our health sector, looking at volunteerism as well. This year's conference also provides a great opportunity as we rebuild our nation in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, moving entire cities from the coast further inland. It will mean a greater discussion on building new schools, new hospitals, building new urban centers. With your expertise, we're inviting you, members of the diaspora and friends of Jamaica, come home as we work together.
Okay, it is clear that we are going to have to make up some time, so feel free to come over to the center of the room and join us as we get ready to start. Those of you who've finished having your refreshments, feel free to come over to the center of the hall to join us. Okay. Okay, everyone, we are getting ready to start now, please. We're going to ask for some quiet in the room. We're going to ask those of you who have finished your refreshment time, please come over to the middle here and join us so you can be one with us. We want to quickly thank Ebenezer Holiness Church of God for being our host, our gracious host this afternoon. Waiting on you guys to come over. Okay, we're going to get going now. So, it's okay. We're going to ask everybody to come over now. Come over to the center of our church. This is the main sanctuary. I'm so happy we're in a church. Means everybody will be on their best behavior. Right? Hopefully, kinda. Some have the fear of God, man. Some have the fear of God. So we welcome everybody to the space. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to come over. Come over, especially if you've wrapped up. This is still a church sanctuary. That's why we had a food zone. But once you've wrapped up, come on over. And let us have some quiet. So a few things to tell you before we officially start. Housekeeping rules. If you need to do a bio break, the washrooms are located to my right, your left, through those doors. When you go through the doors, you turn left. The ladies' washroom to the end of the hallway and the men's washroom right there. So if you need to utilize the facilities, you go through those double doors to my right and your left. The other thing I would like, if possible, as best as possible, for you to put your devices on vibrate, silent, something to that effect. It's the worst thing when you're making an address and somebody's phone goes off. They don't know that it was on. It's in their bag. They spend 5 minutes searching for it, and we all enjoy the ringtone. So right now, do me a favor with your smartphone or other device. Please put it on vibrate or silent. I know, especially parents, you can't turn off your phone, so I'm not telling you to turn it off. I'm just saying put it on silent or vibrate. And those of you who are milling around, please join us over here. Thank you. Thank you. Come on over. Mingle can happen after. Come on over. We want to thank again our church hosts, Ebenezer Holiness Church of God. Give them a round of applause for having us here. It's not easy to host us, We take up space and do all kinds of things that don't happen in the sanctuary. So we thank them. We also want to thank Caribbean Queen Jerk for food. We want to thank them as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to officially welcome you to this Diaspora Townhall, where our honored guest is the Honorable Minister Alando Terrelonge. We are going to try to tighten back the time now. I'm your host and moderator, and the aim I have is to keep us on time. So when we get to, open forum, I'll give you rules, and I'm going to ask you to stick to those rules. As we go through this evening, we want to also recognize those who are joining us online across Canada and perhaps the globe. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you as well. We know the minister had a very tight schedule, and there's no way he could have hit all of Canada in this trip. He made an extra special effort to go to some places that never really get a visit. So he was over in Calgary and so on. So we want to thank those of you who are taking the time to join us online so that you can also be a part of this town hall experience. Hoping for some quiet on the other side there. And we also want to acknowledge something that happened before we went live. We want to thank the mayor of Caledon, Miss Annette Groves, who earlier handed over a $10,000 check courtesy of her mayor's gala and a $5,000 check courtesy of the Caledon Council, and this is towards Hurricane Melissa relief efforts. Obviously, they had to do it quickly because they have other events that they had to go to, but we are very grateful, and I'm sure Minister and High Commissioner and Council General are very grateful for the efforts that come out of Canada towards helping us with hurricane relief. So we're very grateful for that. And I just wanted those online who didn't see the milling around to know that that also happened earlier. In terms of protocol observation, we want to welcome, of course, you see on stage, we want to welcome our esteemed panelists and our, I'm hearing some buzzing. So we want to welcome our esteemed panelists and, of course, our guest of honor. The guest of honor being Honorable Alando Terrelonge, MP, JP, Minister of State for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Let's make him welcome. He's just getting a little bit of refreshments. He's waving over there. We want to also welcome Her Excellency, Miss Masha Kaur Loban, High Commissioner from Jamaica to Canada. And we also want to welcome Mr. Kurt Davis, our Consul General from Jamaica to Toronto. Of course, you will hear from all of these persons further, but we just wanted to make sure that all protocols are officially observed as we get into the start of this event. The other thing I would like to let you know, I am Danae Peart. You can call me Dee. I'm going to be your moderator throughout this evening. And that means only two mics are functioning tonight, mine and our panel's mic. That means we follow what happens from the front, right? So we're going to follow the lead here. And in terms of lead, I'm going to ask us to stand for our anthems. And because we are on Canadian soil, we will start with the national anthem of Canada, and then the national anthem of Jamaica. Can we please come to attention?
True patriot love. far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
You may be seated. Okay, so it is clear you are in a church, because when the anthem was sung, I didn't hear any strange sounds that usually comes when Jamaicans do that anthem, especially back home. Some kind of boom and booyaka and all those things. So I am so grateful we're in the church for this evening. And because we are in the church, I'm going to ask Bishop Duffus, if he's in the house, if he could come forward and do a quick blessing for us. Bishop Duffus? I know. Pray that we keep on time and behave ourselves in your church, sir.
Let us pray. Almighty God and dear Heavenly Father, we give you thanks, Lord, for life. We thank you for your love. We thank you, Lord, that you have brought us together as a people to discuss matters pertaining to our life and livelihood. We ask you now, Father, to join us in our conversation as our special guest. Let your presence be with us, Father, and guide our deliberations, we pray. Father, we ask for your blessing upon this meeting and the blessing upon your people, in Jesus' name.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to do a quick check-in to make sure I'm in the right room. Because as much as we are in the church, we are diaspora. We are representatives of Jamaica. And if you know what I'm talking about, I need you to finish this sentence when you hear it. Howdy and tenki. Broke no square. I just want to know who's from the country. That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know who's from the country. You know, as a St. Andrew person, I just wanted to know who's from the country. And Chicken Mary. All right, just wanted to check if you have been a good child or a bad child in your household. You would have known those phrases. My grandmother said that quite often when I was growing up. And so, seems we're kind of in the right room, and we're going to get going with welcome and remarks. We're going to bring up to the microphone our own Consul General from Jamaica to Toronto, Mr. Kurt Davis. He has been in the Foreign Service as an officer since 2003, and he established Jamaica's first High Commission in Pretoria, South Africa. He, of course, holds a BS in International Relations from the University of the West Indies and an MA in Diplomacy. And he is our Consul General here in Toronto. We're very happy to have him. Let's make him welcome, Mr. Kurt Davis.
Thank you, Madam MC. Good evening, everyone. It is my distinct pleasure as Consul General to welcome you to this Diaspora Town Hall here in Toronto, and to thank each of you for taking the time to be here this evening, whether in person here at Ebenezer or whether you are joining us online live on our YouTube stream or on our Instagram feed. Your presence speaks volumes to the enduring commitment and the deep connection between the Jamaican family at home and abroad. No matter where we go, we are always, always Jamaican. So let me begin by acknowledging and extending a warm welcome to Toronto and to this event to our distinguished participants. We are, of course, honored to be joined by the Honorable Alando Terrelonge, Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, who is leading this series of engagements across Canada. You would have heard, of course, the Minister is just coming back this morning from a whirlwind tour and engagement over in Alberta, and he has more stops to go after Toronto. So, Minister, we are grateful for your presence here and, of course, for the priority that the government continues to place on meaningful dialogue and engagement with the diaspora. Minister, I know that this room feels very familiar to you because early in your tenure under this portfolio, as we planned the last conference, you were very much here with the Toronto Diaspora for their regional conference right here. I also want to, of course, acknowledge Her Excellency Marsha Corlaban, our High Commissioner, who is here with us, and of course, to thank her for her leadership here in Canada, not only on diaspora matters, but also very importantly on strengthening the relations between Jamaica and Canada, and we know how important that is now when we see the global dynamics going on. I want to recognize as well also our other heads of Jamaican agencies who are here. We have Mrs. Althea Riley from the Jamaica Liaison Service, our Chief Liaison Officer. Welcome to Mrs. Riley, and also to Mrs. Margaret Beard from the JAMPRO, Jamaica Trade and Invest. They go by many names, but our lead investment agency is right here with us this evening. I also recognize as well the representatives of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and Youth Council. They are your representatives on the council representing you here in Canada. Also our community leaders, faith-based partners, and many organizations whose work continue to uplift Jamaicans both here and at home. Your contributions are invaluable, and I also want to, of course, acknowledge my hardworking team who are left and right and all over the place, and I include in that team my phenomenal wife, Dr. Suzanne Robinson Davis, who keeps me straight and forward all the time. I have another important group to welcome, of course, our diaspora legacy partners who are also here. So help me big up the JN Group, Jamaica National Bank, and JN Money, who are here. The JN Group is the, let's call it, lead legacy partner for this iteration of the Diaspora Conference. So we welcome them, and we also welcome Grace Foods. Grace Kennedy is our other legacy partner. And Grace is also, of course, giving us some nice snacks to keep us going as well. Thank you so much, Grace. And thank you, Jane. And I know Jane will be speaking a little later on behalf of all the legacy partners. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, engagements like this are not merely symbolic, as nice as it is to gather, but these are essential engagements, providing the space for honest dialogue, an exchange of ideas, for partnership strengthening between Jamaica and its diaspora. And the government recognizes that our diaspora is not on the periphery of national development. You are central to our national development. And at the consulate, diaspora engagement remains a top priority for us. Whether it is through continuing to extend our reach through community outreach, partnerships, or even some of the initiatives that we have started that connect skills and investment and service to national development, while also, of course, promoting the well-being of our people right here in the GTA. So today's town hall is an important opportunity, not just to listen, and I know many of you will be listening to what the minister has to say, but it's also an opportunity to engage, to ask questions, to share your perspectives, to hear directly from the minister on matters of national importance, including our ongoing recovery and rebuilding efforts in Jamaica. Of course, it comes at a very important moment as we are looking ahead to the Jamaica Diaspora Conference coming up in June, where we will all gather, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you, all gathered in Montego Bay with Jamaicans from elsewhere across the globe, the whole family coming together to deepen our collaboration, exchange ideas, and chart a path forward for an even stronger engagement for a resilient Jamaica. So this evening, as I take my seat, I'm going to encourage you to participate fully. Ask your questions. Let's make it a vibrant, constructive, and forward-looking discussion and engagement. Minister, we thank you again for being here, and we look forward to your presentation and all that you're going to tell us, the wonderful things that you're going to tell us, please. And we look forward to the dialogue that's going to take place to follow. Thank you all, and welcome once again.
Thank you, our Consul General. And right now we're going to ask our legacy partner to come forward, Miss Monique Broughton. She is Chief Representative Officer for JN Bank Canada, and she's also on behalf of JN Group. Monique, please join us.
Honorable Alando, our Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Her Excellency Marshal Laban, our High Commissioner, Mr. Kurt Davis, our Consul General, distinguished guests and fellow Jamaicans here in Toronto, and those joining online from elsewhere around the globe, good evening. Let me join in welcoming you here this evening. It's a bit chilly, but I want to extend a warm Jamaican welcome to you. I'm pleased to see so many of you here this evening, including some of our JN members or customers, as I share brief remarks on behalf of the Jamaica National Group and add my voice in highlighting this important national homecoming event that will take place just in a matter of 7 weeks from today. This 11th staging of the biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference is slated to be an important gathering, bringing together Jamaicans from across the world to reaffirm and strengthen our shared commitment to national development. Jamaica National has been at the forefront and a critical partner in executing these conferences since they began in 2004. Along with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade and fellow legacy partners Grace Kennedy and Victoria Mutual, we have been really focused on providing a forum for effective engagement and collaboration with members of the Jamaica diaspora across several levels. The Jamaica National Group take our role of fostering diaspora engagement here in Canada very seriously, and we have been leading the charge in this area since our first office was established here in 1991 in Toronto, some 35 years ago. We acknowledge the huge responsibility we have as an organization, given that the very essence of who we are, it's in our name, Jamaica National. So therefore, it's fitting that we support the initiatives that bring Jamaican nationals together. Over the years, the biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference has helped to lay a solid foundation for the formal growth and development of the Jamaica Diaspora movement. As legacy partners, we're committed to maintaining strong ties with Jamaicans at home and in every country around the world where Jamaicans live and thrive. We promote the development of our country by encouraging our members to invest in Jamaica through their savings, through direct investment in real estate, in businesses, and through remittances to family and friends back home. This year, the Jamaica National Group has the added responsibility of chair of this 2026 conference, convening under the theme, Diaspora Partnerships, Rebuilding a More Resilient Jamaica. The focus on resilience is quite timely, given that the current global economic turmoil, widespread dislocation, and devastating climate occurrences such as Hurricane Melissa. What these challenges have done is to remind us that resilience is no longer optional. It is essential for survival, or progress, and for our future generations. The conference will provide a forum where ideas can be shared, investments encouraged, and partnerships formed to support our island and empower our people and communities to own the process to build back better, which is a slogan we use to marshal our relief efforts in Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa. While the physical distance between Jamaica and us here in Canada, elsewhere as well, remain the same, the economic opportunities available to us to return home has expanded significantly. So not necessarily to live, but to also invest. Based on the pre-conference survey conducted in January, where about 500 Jamaicans responded, we know that there is a significant interest in investing in Jamaica or purchasing real estate in Jamaica. In response to this, and to strive the interest, Jen will be hosting a live webinar on Thursday, May 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Jamaica time, and that will be done on Zoom and via YouTube, where we will explore the possibilities that exist for persons interested in investing in Jamaica through purchasing real estate. So the webinar will have a specially selected panel of experts who will be able to answer your questions, provide information on the property purchase experience. And we look forward to hosting you at this event as we set the stage for what will be an interesting 3 days of discussions and engagements at the Diaspora Conference this year. So afterwards, if you're interested, you can visit our booth at the back and you'll get more details on that. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Diaspora Conference promises to be a fulsome experience of engaging and interactive activities. Let us use the conference to assess our individual and collective support of Jamaica and to identify key opportunities for us to become vested in the process of strengthening the resilience of our country through investment. At Jamaica National, we'll help you find a way. So if you have not already done so, be a part of the Canadian delegation heading to the conference this year. Book your ticket for Montego Bay St. James, Jamaica Diaspora 2026 from June 14th to 18th. Jamaica is looking forward to welcoming us home. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay, and thank you, Monique. We are going to try to keep it moving. So we're going to ask now, you heard earlier about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, and we have representatives, well, members of the council are here, and one of them is going to be our fearless leader this afternoon to speak to you, and that is Miss Lisa Rutty. She is re-elected this year to the council, and we're happy to have her. Welcome, Miss Lisa Rutty.
Good evening, everyone. Our Honorable Alando, Terrelonge Minister of State from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Her Excellency Marcia Corlaban, High Commissioner of Jamaica to Canada, and Mr. Kurt Davis, Consul General of Jamaica in Toronto. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am pleased to have the opportunity to provide an overview of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. The Council comprises of 30 members worldwide who serve voluntarily as advisors in council to the Ministry responsible for diaspora affairs, Jamaica's overseas missions, as well as the ministries, departments, and agencies of the government of Jamaica. Our mandate is to engage with members of the diaspora in accordance to the National Diaspora Policy. 14 members are elected from Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom. 16 members are appointed based on 3 categories: regional representation from Africa, Asia, Pacific, Latin America, the Caribbean, Europe, excluding the UK, and the Middle East. The second are sector leaders, selected by their expertise in arts, sports and culture, citizen security, commerce, development issues, education, faith-based communities, health and wellness, agriculture, and environment. And the third is a discretionary member. On behalf of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council members for the term 2026 to 2028, I, Lisa Rutty, along with Leo Campbell, are your elected members of the council. Our youth representatives include Stephen Gettins, based in Toronto, Ramon Schultz in Nova Scotia, who should be joining us online. Our sector leads are our very own Miss Danae Perth for development, and Mr. Michael Grant out in New Brunswick as citizen security. We thank you for joining us this evening to participate in a constructive dialogue as we work together with the government of Jamaica to strengthen relationships within the Canadian diaspora for our cherished nation. We look forward to welcoming you to the upcoming 11th Biannual Jamaica Diaspora Conference taking place June 14th to 18th in Montego Bay, Jamaica. I thank you for coming out this evening and looking forward to the dialogue.
Welcome to the Montego Bay Convention Center, where we can't wait to welcome you for the 11th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference, this June 14th to 18th, right here in Montego Bay. We're building an amazing 3 full days of conference, topics on education, health, agriculture, building a more climate resilient Jamaica, and of course, partnerships with you, our Jamaicans away from home. Plus, don't forget our marketplace. This year it's going to be explosive with our new RFID technology and our new armbands that allow you to tap and connect instantly. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up now. We have the sun, the sea, the sand, the coconut water, the jelly coconut, the pineapple, jerk pork, jerk chicken. Should I go on? Or should you just come here? You know you miss home and we miss you. So join us. Register now at aitix.app/BJDC. We can't wait to welcome you home.
As you see there, we are definitely gearing up for the 11th Biannual Conference, and you'll hear quite a bit about it this evening. And one of the persons that's coming to talk to us is our discretionary member for Canada's Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. He was recently awarded the Order of Distinction in the rank of officer for his invaluable contribution to community service and the advancement of public health and early childhood education in Jamaica. He is a proud Jamaica Canadian diaspora member, and we want to welcome Dr. Sylvanus Thompson.
Thank you, Madam MC. Mr. Terrelonge, my good friend Marsha Loban, High Commissioner, and C.G. Davis. And just a correction, Madam Moderator, former discretionary member. Okay. I am the proud chair for the Jamaica Days of Empowerment and Service Subcommittee. And as we plan for this conference in Jamaica, we are reminded that our connection to our nation goes far beyond heritage. It's a living commitment to service, solidarity, and nation building. On June 18, we have a powerful opportunity to turn that commitment into action through the Jamaica Diaspora Day of Empowerment and Service. It's a structured opportunity for diaspora members attending the conference to give back directly to communities across Jamaica. This is more than an activity on the conference agenda. It's a call to action. So whether you choose to design a project of your own or lend your time and skills to existing initiative, your participation matters. In the wake of Hurricane Melissa, many communities are still rebuilding homes, livelihoods, and a sense of stability. Moments like these remind us that the strength of Jamaica lies not only within its borders, but across its global family. The diaspora has always played a vital role in times of need, and now more than ever, that role is essential. These projects are not just about giving back, they're about building forward. They support health, wellness, education, community development, and economic resilience. They strengthen partnerships, empower local communities, and create lasting impact well beyond a single day of service. An additional feature this year's conference is a Day of Empowerment component. This is aimed at encouraging delegates to support economic resilience by visiting selected local businesses as they recover from the impact of Hurricane Melissa. In 2024, there were 3 major Canadian Diaspora Days of Service projects, and we should strive to improve that number this year. Individuals or organizations can participate by registering their projects or signing up as volunteers on the conference website, or you can speak to your Global Jamaica Diaspora representatives or your respective heads of mission. So, I encourage you to bring your ideas, your expertise, and your compassion. Collaborate, volunteer, and engage fully. Let us demonstrate what it means to be a diaspora united not just in identity, but in purpose. Together, we can uplift communities, restore hope, and help shape a stronger, more resilient Jamaica. Thank you, and enough respect.
I don't know who tell Dr. Thompson that he's not an honorary. He's still going to be a part of the council no matter what. We will be calling upon him all the time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to check in, want to make sure that those of you here and those of you online are still with me. I want you to finish the sentence. 1-1 Coco. And just like he said, we can all contribute to the efforts that are going to be happening in Jamaica, right? So those of you who are going to the conference, make sure you take part in the Diaspora Day of Service. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the person who will introduce our guest of honor. It is Her Excellency, Marsha Laban. She is the High Commissioner from Jamaica to Canada. Of course, she holds a Master of Science in International Relations and a Bachelor's in History. She has served across the region of the Caribbean and other places in terms of CARICOM, OAS, CELAC, ACS, and she has been an Ambassador Extraordinaire for Jamaica. She is also well awarded for her work, including an Individual Excellence in Service Award from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Her Excellency, Ms. Marsha Laban.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you. And can we give a round of applause for our moderator, Denise? My first time here, we came for the regional conference, and Denise was the person here as the moderator, and she did such a phenomenal job. We had her come to Ottawa when the Prime Minister came, and she has just taken on that role, and we are so grateful to her. Minister Alando Terrelonge, Consul General Davis, and Dr. Davis. Bishop Duffus, where is Bishop? To Bishop Duffus and to the congregation here at Ebenezer, we want to thank you
for facilitating, for opening the doors, and always just being there to support anything we're doing and be there for the community. We sincerely appreciate. So the CG gave a very nice remarks, so I don't need to go into all of that. I join in with him. But I want to just take the time to say thank you to each of you who have taken just being here this evening. Today is Saturday. There's so much going on, and we're all so busy. But the fact that you are here shows that this is important for you too. And the government, I want to thank Minister for making the trip here. Minister came on Wednesday evening. On Wednesday evening after he arrived, he had a youth engagement the same evening. Thursday morning at 9 o'clock, he was on the way to Calgary, where we had diaspora engagements, and then we left Calgary yesterday morning for Edmonton, where we had another slew of diaspora engagements, and we went all day till 11:50. You would have seen Minister's tweet, and so we flew back overnight to be here today, and we leave tomorrow morning back to Montreal for another round of diaspora engagement. And this is not just to sell or to launch the biennial conference. This is to have engagements with you or diaspora. And as CG said, because this is important, we want to hear from you. You're a strategic partner, and so this allows for Minister to hear the concerns you have. It allows for the government, for Minister to share with you what is taking place in Jamaica and to debunk some of the things that are misrepresented in the press and media. It also allows for us to inform policy decisions that are coming. And so I want you to understand and appreciate that though we're here for just 2 hours, this is something that we're planning, and we've been trying to be strategic in ensuring that we are hearing you. And so I want for you to clap yourselves for being here and just being part of that dialogue and engagement. So to be brief, because I got about 4 minutes, but I'm going to try and cut it down to 3, I will go straight into my introduction of Minister Terrelonge. As you all know, Minister Terrelonge is the Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, and he has lead responsibility for diaspora engagement. And he has been so passionate in carrying out this mandate since he has been given that task. Minister Terrelonge brings to this role a distinguished record in law, international relations, and public service. He is a graduate of the University of the West Indies and the Norman Manley Law School, a Chevening Scholar, and holds a master's degree from the University of Warwick in the United Kingdom. His professional career spans international peace and security, promotion of democracy and human rights, legal practice, academia, and public commentary. As the Member of Parliament for East Central St. Catherine, he is widely recognized as a passionate advocate for education, youth development, community empowerment, and nation building. He has previously served as the Minister of State with responsibility for youth and information, and later for culture, gender, entertainment, and sport, consistently emphasizing the transformative power of education, civic participation, and inclusive development. In his current portfolio, Minister Terrelonge plays a pivotal role in advancing Jamaica's foreign policy objectives and in strengthening relationships with our international partners and diaspora communities around the world, including right here in Toronto and the Greater Toronto area. He is also the proud father of 3 sons, and I must say, and his lovely wife as well, a husband and father of 3 sons. Can you please put your hands together in welcoming Minister Terrelonge?
Thank you so much, High Commissioner, for those remarks. To our moderator, who I've known from, she was wearing ribbons at Half-a-Tree Primary. There's another young lady who I met who's working with Grace, who I met when she was in grade 3 at Half-a-Tree Primary. She's since migrated to Canada and working with the Grace team. To High Commissioner and, of course, our Consul General, I want to thank you and your staff, both here in Toronto and in Ottawa, for arranging the series of engagements that we've been having over the last few days since I've been here to the team from the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council, 3 of whom are present today, 4 of whom are present today because we have a sector lead as well with our moderator. Thanks for working with the team as well to ensure that we have this town hall. Dr. T, thanks for organizing with the Day of Empowerment. And of course to you, my Jamaican family. It is good to be here with Toronto to have this town hall with you all. So I want to extend thanks on behalf of Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the government and people of Jamaica to you for always being brand ambassadors for Jamaica. Everywhere you go, you raise the Jamaican flag very high. And that is why it was important for us to include visits to Calgary and to Edmonton on this trip. Because oftentimes, many government ministers, they don't make their way that far west. And I like to do things a little differently. So in my discussions with the team, even though some said, Minister, we don't think you can handle that schedule, Minister. You're not as young as you used to be. And I said, well, okay, all right. I will make sure I have some of that good coconut water, and I will have my moringa seeds. So that should sustain me. So I've been eating my moringa seeds and I've been drinking my coconut water. So I think so far so good. But it was important for us, notwithstanding the journey. And our PR assistant who's here, Trisha Gay Kelly, she really has been going as well. And even when we finish events at 10 p.m., 9 p.m., she's still doing reels. I mean, I'm doing reels as well. So I know the hours at 3 o'clock. When we were supposed to be trying to get a nap on the plane, she was doing reels, and I look across and I'm like, why aren't you sleeping? And she's like, Minister, why aren't you sleeping? And because I'm doing work, she's like, well, I'm doing work too. But I mean, it really nonstop. So again, my gratitude to the team as well. So our Jamaican community here in Toronto, you have been phenomenal. So whilst we're here to speak about the conference, and we'll get to that, let me first acknowledge the work that you have done in helping to rebuild a more resilient Jamaica in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. Here in Toronto, different organizations were able to raise $1 million Toronto dollars, $1 million Canadian dollars from you. Again, that's a big deal. So in Jamaica we say you're a big deal. Our Jamaican family in Canada, you're a big deal. Then there was the staging of the Harmonies of Hope benefit concert on the 10th of December, which raised approximately 2.4 million Canadian dollars. And I know some of you went to that fundraiser event, so again, thank you. Then there was a shipment of some 17 containers with relief supplies shipped right here from Toronto, again, providing critical service to our Jamaicans who suffered the devastating loss from Hurricane Melissa. So I want to thank you for that. Then there were other fundraising events. The Kiwanis Foundation of Canada raised over 200,000 Canadian dollars. Then we had the partnership and the services from Atlas Cargo and Sea Freight companies. They again provided essential services for us. Then we had the Jamaican foundations like London Ontario Association and others. So in total, we had approximately more than $3.5 million being raised by Jamaicans across Canada. So we want to thank you. Then there was also other members from different foundations. So David McAnthony Gibson Foundation, Team Broken Earth, Air Canada, I mentioned Sea Freight and Atlas Cargo, as well as the government of Canada, who are our strategic partners as well. So when we come here, yes, we come to speak about the conference, but we must also acknowledge every single one of you and the work that you have done. Because whilst the conference is themed, working together to build a more resilient Jamaica, that work has already been started. That work started in the aftermath, in the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, and that work continues. One of the things that we have done in Jamaica is we recognize that you all have families back home. And so as a government, it was important for us to have maintenance teams on the ground even before the hurricane. So within 24 hours of Hurricane Melissa having made landfall, we had teams from NWA, we had contractors with heavy-duty equipment already clearing the way. Because unless and until the roads were cleared, there'd be no relief supplies coming in. And so that was a part of the forethought or the forevision that the government had. There are some persons who oftentimes on the social media you hear, oh, but there's no recovery taking place and we don't know what's going on. It is impossible to reach every individual and every community right after the worst natural disaster recorded in history. Hurricane Melissa was a Category 5 plus hurricane. And even with the your great neighbor down south, when they had Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Andrew, it took months and years for them to have recovered. But what is happening in Jamaica? You have a government that within less than 6 months of that hurricane, more than 90% of the affected areas have had electricity returned. Within less than 6 months of Hurricane Melissa, more than 90% of persons whose water supplies were affected, they've had their water returned. So you might see on the media or in the WhatsApp groups, 5 persons saying, "Me no have no light and me no have no water." But you're not seeing the 100 who said, "No, but I have light and I have water." Because oftentimes, it is the sensational stories that leave Jamaica, that make it into the WhatsApp groups and that make it across the diaspora, whilst not recognizing all the positives. So because of the economic model that your government has adopted, Jamaica was able to get a loan from the World Bank, the IMF, of $6.8 billion US within weeks of what was said to be one of the worst natural disasters known to man. That funding was given because of the strength of our economy and our economic model that has been studied by our global multilateral partners. So our net international reserve stands at the same $6.8 billion US, which is historic for Jamaica. The small island of Jamaica that was once, when Jamaica's name was mentioned in the IMF, the running joke was, Jamaica still a keep? The economy not mash up yet, like the basket can't hold no more water, everything's supposed to leak out. It was that kind of conversation. Now when they speak of Jamaica, they say, hang on a second, we want the best and brightest coming from Jamaica. Send us Nigel Clark so that he can take the same model that was practiced in Jamaica to ensure economic recovery. We want him to put that model across the rest of the world. We want to understand how it is that a small developing country such as Jamaica could cut its debt to GDP ratio from 140% in a decade to 62% pre-Melissa. And notwithstanding Hurricane Melissa, when persons thought, this is it now, Jamaica mash up, Jamaica is the next Haiti, and this is it, we can't come back. Jamaica's debt to GDP ratio now stands at 70%. Still the best it has been in decades, notwithstanding a Category 5 plus hurricane. When you look at murders and dangerous crimes, again, they have been reduced, you look at the figures last year, by more than 42%, making Jamaica the safest it has been in over 30 years. And when you look at the statistics for this year, already murders and dangerous crimes are down by more than 20%. Your government has invested 3 times the amount that any other government has invested in our security apparatus to ensure that your families back home are safe and that when you return home, that you too are safe. A safer Jamaica means that Jamaica is more inviting to foreign investors and local investors because people want to invest in a country where they feel safe. So we have ticked the economic box that says stable economy, low inflation. We have consistent growth. Notwithstanding the hurricane, our growth projections are now at 2%. Before Hurricane Beryl, about 2 years ago, we had about 13 consecutive quarters of economic growth. Before COVID, a few years ago, we had some 20 consecutive quarters of economic growth. So we're little, but we're talawa. And that talawa is coming out in our economic policies and also in our national security policies. Those policies are showing in the investment opportunities that are available in Jamaica. With a growth in our agricultural sector, food have to eat. So food security is real across the world. And as Minister Green always says, MP Terrelonge, our minister, when you travel abroad, make sure you tell them to come back and invest in the orchard crops, because we want them to invest in the mango. We want them to invest in other crops like the ginger and the turmeric, because again, our agricultural industry is growing. Then you have greater investment opportunities. Jamaica is the perfect transshipment point in the world. Located in the heart of the Caribbean, in the middle of the Americas, with access to the Panama Canal and the Atlantic Ocean, Jamaica provides great opportunity for transshipment. And we're building out more economic zones, again, because we are ready for your investments. Hurricane Melissa did not defeat Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa provided an opportunity for us to become even more resilient, and we are capitalizing on those opportunities. So our building, construction, infrastructure markets, they're also open for investment, and we want to invite you, the members of the diaspora, to come home and invest in Jamaica. Capitalize on these wonderful opportunities. I was in Edmonton yesterday, and one lady, she said, Mr. Terrelonge, so what am I going to do with Black River? Black River mash up on the government now, I don't know about it, and that's where I'm coming from. And I said, why you said that? I said, tell you what, when I'm speaking, I'll make sure I mention Black River. So I'm not going to tell you now, but listen to when I talk. And I said, we are going to remove the town of Black River from near to the ocean, and we're going to build a brand new 21st century Black River further inland. So your government is building brand new urban centers, recognizing that in the age of climate change, it is not practical. And as a responsible government, we have to ensure that we have policies, including business policies, that benefit and protect all our peoples. And so recognizing that more than 80% of our population live within 5 kilometers of our shorelines, we have taken the decision to move some of these coastal towns like Black River, like Lucy, then you're looking across towns across Montego Bay, St. James, going across St. Mary, and going down into St. Thomas as well. We are going to be removing or building new towns further inland, so that the threat of the sea and rising ocean levels and the frequency and ferocity of the hurricane features, such as storms and hurricanes, that they do not impact our people, just as Hurricane Melissa did, as well as Hurricane Beryl. And so there are great opportunities and avenues for investment in these regards. We're also building out our artificial intelligence and digital economy, again, looking for global partners across the diaspora with that sound knowledge of tech and e-commerce to assist us as a country and as a people. So opportunities for Jamaica, for you Jamaicans living abroad to invest are there. And so when we now come to the conference, we are saying to you, Jamaica is more than destination beach, more than destination food. And if you sample some of the jerk chicken and the sweet and sour chicken over there with a special barbecue sauce, and if you sample some of the Grace products, you know we have some of the best food in the world. But the truth is, good food can be found in many places. I love my Jamaican food, but good food can be found in many places. We have some of the most beautiful beaches, but again, beautiful beaches can be found in enough places. You know, we have the music, we have the culture, world recognized, so recognized across the world that enough people copying it as well. So you can go to, if you're in Italy or if you're in Beijing, you can get the reggae music same way. What you can't get across the rest of the world is that spirit of Jamaica, is that island nation that says we are now destination trade and investment. It is that island nation that has been described by the Miami Herald as the mini superpower of the Caribbean. It is now destination trade and investment. And I've listed several areas in which you can make your dollar work for you. So if you think about, we're in Toronto, and we were driving past the lake, and you had all these wonderful high-rise by the lake that if you don't have 2 million Canadian dollars, 1.5 million Canadian dollars, it never makes sense to go down by the lakeside. It don't make sense. But for a fraction of that 1.5 or 2 million Canadian dollars, you could get ocean view in Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, Negril, Portland. So why not look towards getting property in Jamaica? And I'll give Lisa a plug right here. Lisa Rotti, who spoke on the Diaspora, Lisa, I hope you don't mind. Lisa is actually a realtor, and she does business between Jamaica and Canada. And she's been linking Canadians to great opportunities for investments. So don't take my word for it. Talk to Lisa afterwards, and she can tell you that she can get you a property in Jamaica, 400,000, 500,000 Canadian dollars, and that property, it now becomes your vacation home. And whilst you're not there, you can do short-term rental or long-term rental, and you can make some money. I had a cousin who owns an Airbnb, and depending on it's also depending on location. But he was able to make more than $200 a night, $250 a night during the carnival season. And him said, we're Jamaicans. And him said, my cousin, my beard. And everybody has been out of Jamaica not too long. You recognize that expression? No, Dr. T? Okay, good. Just checking. Him said, my beard. My beard. And for those friends of Jamaica, it simply means that I did good. I cashed in. I made some good money during the carnival season renting my 2-bedroom as an Airbnb. So the opportunities are there. When you come to the conference, you will now be meeting with members of government. You'll be meeting experts across several fields. You'll be meeting with heads of the private sector. You'll be meeting with members of government agencies and departments. You'll be meeting with feathered diasporans who are the best and brightest in their field. Because as a government, we view our diaspora as global partners. Our strategic partners on the mission to complete mission rebuilding a more resilient Jamaica. So you will be able to network. And if you look at the statistics from the last conference, we had approximately 1,200 Jamaicans traveling from 18 different countries, the best and the brightest minds, and some of them with some of the best pockets in the world as well, who are there. So you want to be in that room with your fellow diasporans, and you're able to exchange thoughts, ideas, you're able to work together, you're able to network. There's one success story that I told in Calgary and Edmonton, and I'll say it again today. Andre Smith, who's from Toronto, he was at the last Diaspora conference, and he presented, and he does a financial literacy program here in Toronto, Flip Floss. And at the conference, he made contact with another diaspora out of Florida, and then they link up with VMBS. And Andre is now in Jamaica, back and forth Jamaica, Canada, working with his partner in Florida, expanding the business. And there's so many other stories like that. So you get to be in the room with the movers and shakers, and where the thoughts and ideas are materializing into planned action. And that's the beauty of being in Jamaica at the conference. So we are inviting you also to build your brand, to build you, whilst we work together to build Jamaica. And you realize that I have been talking have I reached 15 minutes yet? I don't even know, because the information sounds so good. I don't see one person yawn, not one look upon them watch, not one drop asleep. But whilst I'm an attorney at law and a politician, and I could speak for half an hour more, I am not going to, because I want to hear your questions as well. So I'm going to stop here and give you an opportunity to ask questions. But be always be reminded that your government appreciates you, that we do view you as partners. And when I speak to diaspora, and you hear, I don't mention anything about remittance and those things. Because the governments who saw diaspora's remittance, those days are gone, not for this government. We want strategic partners who can invest in Jamaica and mix up my phone self as well. So I can speak without even mentioning those things. So I look forward to your questions. I look forward to speaking to you again even afterwards. And thank you so much for coming out. It does mean a lot. And thank you again so much. Cheers.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Terrelonge. And as he indicated, it's going to be your turn shortly to ask questions. I'm going to give you the ground rules, but before we do that, there are some persons that we want to acknowledge in the space. We want to ask Ms. Michelle Telfin. She is here. She's Executive Assistant to Ontario's Premier Doug Ford. And she's been here with us all evening so far. We also want to acknowledge the JAMPO representative, Ms. Margaret Beard. Can you please stand? This is who you talk to if you want to discuss business opportunities. That's what they told me to call you out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into Q&A. All right, let me give you the ground rules. If you've been to a Q&A that I run, at some point you either like me or dislike me. Let's start off liking. First thing is, we have set up microphones on the floor. One is here to my left, one is here to my right. So your left, your right, by the aisle. You will go to the microphone if you have a question. I'm going to ask that it be one question per person. I'm also going to ask that you try to govern yourself within a 1 minute and 30-second rule or to 2 minute rule. If your question is exceeding 2 minutes, you start tell with some story, right? So cut back on the story and try to get to the question, because all members of the panel are here to answer your questions. Of course, you want to talk to our guest of honor, Minister Terrelonge. But if there are questions that are outside the realm of the Jamaican government to speak to, our other panelists will also take those questions, right? So keep that in mind. If you have questions, we're going to take all the questions we can. We're going to try to keep it orderly. So if you have a question, come to the microphone that is nearest to you. Keep the questioning to 1 minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes max. No story time, as best as possible. All three members are open to the questions. And if we, for instance, only have 3 people ask questions, then you can ask a second question. But I feel like it will be more than 3 people, so please stick to 1 question per person. And if you are shy, I have questions too, so, use the opportunity now. Minister has drank his water and is ready to go. So, all right, we have some contestants coming up. I'm going to go here because she got here first, but I'm going to try to keep it even. Okay, guys? All right. At the mic, say your name and your question. Thank you. I'm Marcia Brown. All protocols observed. I'm happy to be here. Minister Terrelonge, I just want to ask about the shipment. Shipping stuff to Jamaica. We know the hurricane, all the excitement is over, and we may think that the need is still not there. I was on the ground there, so I just want to know if there's anything going to be, any provisions further on for persons like myself, who is not like a big company, but would like to continue to ship stuff to Jamaica to, distribute in the communities. How would we get some break from the taxes and the tariffs and all that sort of thing? Is there any provision? Or cut off, be done? Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Okay. Hello. Slide it up.
Mike. All right. Hi, Miss Actress. How are you? A serious question you asked a while ago? Yes. But all right, so first of all, I know that you have contributed a lot. You've raised funds from your plays and your organization and just your network, that network that we spoke about. So thank you for that. We do appreciate it. Unfortunately, the deadline has passed twice. So there was an extension of that time within which to allow persons who are making shipments to, send them without the taxes or less taxes and so forth. What's happening now, though, is that if you find a charitable organization on the ground, then you perhaps could work with them. So, for example, let's say a Food for the Poor, you could work with them and have them assist in terms of getting the goods in, because then as a charity, then you'll get some exemptions there as well. If there are education supplies, then you could reach out to NET, the National Education Trust, and again, they have a way they will work with you to get the education supplies into the country, again, duty-free. And I think Dr. Silvanos, he should know Latoya very, very well by now at NET. And you're sitting beside him, so he can give you those contacts as well. All right? In all things, we thank you, my sister. Blessed love. For health as well, you can reach out to Courtney Cephas and that team. Again, Dr. Silvanos, who we've honored last year, with his nice medal. He knows all the contacts there as well. So please, that's why he's still a member, even though him think him not a member of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council here in Canada. So thanks you again for all your support, and please extend our gratitude to your partners as well. Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, your name and your question. It is? Okay, Falmouth people.
Revitalizing, we're talking about revitalizing places, and we're wondering, and I know this might be an awkward question here, but it's my opportunity. Revitalizing the town of Trelawney. Are there any plans to do that anytime soon?
All right, blessed love, my sister. So there are plans. I'm trying to, I can't tell you when Trelawney is going to be on the listing. Not that it might not be, but I'm not seeing it right now. I know because of Lucy, Black River, I know Portland. Trelawney is definitely there. Trelawney is there because we're coming around the perimeter that way, and Trelawney was back there. So Trelawney is there. Also remember that in my other two engagements, persons asked about roads. And so let me just use the opportunity to mention that as well.
Please.
Not only did we have a brand new highway going across the north coast, there's a brand new highway going across the south coast. So those of you who have not been to Mandeville in a while, it literally takes you 40 minutes from Kingston to Mandeville with that brand new highway. It's no longer 2.5 hours. Same thing going across Trelawney, Ocherias. They're now building a new perimeter road around Montego Bay as a bypass. So again, great developments in road. Your government is spending $40 billion. $40 billion to fix more than 2,000 roads. No other government has even attempted that or even had the funding to do that. Last year, there was an issue because a lot of the road projects could not have been started because of the heavy rain. You can't maul an asphalt road during the rain. And because we've been having heavy rains that culminated with the big hurricane Melissa, even the other day in Jamaica, it's raining again. So we have started roads. I know of that because I see it in Jamaica. Even in the constituency I represent, I like to highlight the roads. But it's a lot that's happening now. So I have 1, 2, 3 road projects that are going on right now. I was only able to highlight one because, again, so many competing interests, all right? Then we have the road patching that's going to be starting very soon. So those community developments, including roads, they're happening as well.
Any dates? Because they're expecting me to bring back something
not
more
off the tip of my head,
okay.
But we do start, the major development starts with Black River. Black River is first. All right, but we'll get there, definitely.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. As your friend and sister, I might have to rein you into, Mr. Minister. Okay. And I saw what you did there. Very slick. She got in about 3 mini questions under that question, right? We're going to go over here.
Thank you.
Say your name and your question.
Thank you. All protocols observed to the members of the panel. My name is Gareth Geddes. I'm a Jamaican living overseas. So, Minister, congratulations to you and the work you've been doing, as well as I would say my peers from the University of the West Indies, of which I'm confident in the ability because I'm seeing many of my peers now playing roles in government. As a practical experience, January 2025 up to March 2026, as someone who owns property in Jamaica, I was not able to pay my property taxes online. So this is a message to the Commissioner of Taxes and a question: why is it that we no longer can pay our property taxes? And that's my personal experience online. This may be indicative of a system that is, let's say, broken, because in the past, living overseas, I've been able to do it. But it speaks to, as a digital economy and as we emerge, and some of the practical lessons when we invest back in Jamaica, some basic things that will need to be in place and to be a priority for functioning. Digitally being able to do business online, not going to the tax office to do these basic things. So I'm going to urge this message goes to the Commissioner of Taxes, that we look at these things that are in place, not taking it for granted, because productivity and efficiency are important. Not just for us who live overseas, but for Jamaicans who are in Jamaica to be able to access and do these basic services in an efficient way.
Okay, thank you. I heard rumblings up here. Who wants to take it? High Commissioner. Oh. Well,
all right, so thank you for that. Just to let you know that High Commissioner Corlebon represents the government right here in Canada. So any question I can answer, High Commissioner can answer as well. Sometimes even better because she's very skilled like that. I'm sorry you had a particular experience. I'm not aware of anyone having any other challenges. Sometimes it could be a glitch in the system, but we can pay property tax online. My office does it for me and other staff members online. Just 2 weeks ago, High Commissioner, who is residing here, she paid her property taxes online as well. So it might have been a glitch. I'm not quite sure why it didn't work for you, but certainly that is still online. Thank you for that. And Madam Moderator, if I might just say, when I said to our sister from Terrelonge that, yes, I'm seeing it, Terrelonge is on. Terrelonge is better than Terrelonge has started. There's a $1 billion renovation project, the Harmony Cove. How could I forget the Harmony Cove? That is happening right there in Terrelonge. Then you have the different housing developments that are being done by NHT and Gore. One of the developments NHT is doing is like 1,500 units. Gore is doing some major renovations as well. So in terms of housing the market, development, turn it into a real tourism and residential hub, Terrelonge is definitely on the map with far more development set to come, including new water supplies, etc. as well. So Terrelonge is there.
okay, thank you. Yes, sir. State your name and question.
Yes, my name is Milton Bryan. I'm in the process of starting up a international digital Pan-Africanist and Afrocentric digital technology company. I want to set up the headquarters in Jamaica and 2 subsidiaries in Ghana or Burkina Faso or South Africa. Now, you all know that the African Union has designated the African diaspora as its 6th region. So I wanted to know what kind of relationship, business relationship does Jamaica have with Ghana and Burkina Faso?
Okay, business relationship with Ghana and Burkina Faso. High Commissioner is going to take that one. Just keep it up.
So, in the interest of time, I can tell you we have very strong relations, especially with Ghana, in terms of collaboration and partnership. But I'm going to ask Margaret Beard. Margaret, if you can stand again, please, who is a JAMPA rep. She's going to talk with you, and I will also speak with you after in terms of connecting you with persons with whom we can have further conversation on this.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Naranda Brown, and I have a question to the minister, or for the minister, I should say. Now, we've spoken a lot about the rebuilding process and just now the minister alluded to the housing approach that's been undertaken in Terrelonge. Throughout my research, I've found that the energy cost in Jamaica is 146 out of 144, sorry, out of 146 countries. In equivalent Canadian dollars, that's 0.339 cents per kilowatt hour. What steps are being taken by the Jamaican government in the rebuilding process to ensure that we're stepping away from the traditional energy approach as it relates to Jamaica public service and transitioning to more greener energy, especially since we have non-stop sun, really. We are, I think the 2030 approach says 41,000 housing solutions, but at the same time, we're in May now, and we're at 99.6% as it relates to Jamaicans back on the grid. So that's definitely an opportunity there. And I'd like to hear the minister's response as it relates to the government's approach to that.
Okay, government's approach to energy costs and infrastructure.
All right, thank you for that. So one of the things that we have recognized as a country is that we need to become less reliant on fossil fuels. So we do have an energy plan, and that is to reduce our reliance on carbon fuels, fossil fuels, by 50% by 2030. So you will notice that, I don't know if you heard about the investments, Wigton, let me just get the proper pronunciation, because I know I was expecting a question on energy as well. So we are adopting more reliance on natural gas. Okay, so we're transitioning power plants from oil-based fuels to liquefied natural gas to provide cleaner and intermediate energy source. We are increasing our renewable energies by expanding solar and wind projects, such as the Paradise Park Solar Farm and, of course, the Wigton Wind Farm, to reduce reliance on imported petroleum. So we're also modernizing our infrastructure. This is important for us as a country, especially when one considers the geopolitics that's happening now and increasing oil prices because of war and so forth. So be rest assured that we are cognizant, and as a government, we're working very, very hard to ensure that we increase renewables and decrease reliance on petroleum and fossil-based fuels. All right? So we are. Thank you.
Thank you. Name and question.
Good evening. My name is Marcia Dunkley Gabriel. I'm just asking, at the conference, would there be a one-stop shop for like registration of, like the IP, intellectual property, and other things that we need to do? Because my family want to come along with me, and I want to include them in my company. So we just, instead of going back and forth to Kingston from Manchester, we just want to know that we can do everything right there. Will there be a one-stop shop?
Yes, that is a resounding yes. So at the conference, there is something called the marketplace. And inside the marketplace, you will have shops, and those shops will be run by government agencies, departments, ministries, private sector businesses as well. So you will have representatives from, for example, PICA, National Land Agency, NHT, and so forth, Registrar General, so they'll be able to, the idea is that they will get things done for you immediately. One lady gave a testimonial in Edmonton yesterday evening, and she said, look, I hear you, and what I want to say to everybody else is, she registered her company, she sorted out the birth paper, she sorted out the citizenship, she sorted out so many different things right there it took her 4 days because they have to take the information, start the process. Within 4 days of the conference, she got everything done. So one-stop shop, and that's why we're doing it as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go over here. He's asked a question already, so he's yielding. Thank you. Say your name and question.
My name is Dita Roberts, and I'm from Ottawa. I just came down on a visit. But my question is, and before my question, I love Jamaica, and I send a lot of things for the relief, but I send it to Power of Faith. For that's who I send things to. Right now I have medical support, medical things that I got from the hospital where I work to send to Power of Faith. But my question is, my father's house was blown down, and until now, nobody come by. And Minister, you said roads from Kingston to Mandeville, perfect. But when you go to Clarendon and go to Maypen to go up, there is no road. We want to go back to our country, and we want to go back to Clarendon, where I'm from, in the hills. Mr. Duffus here, we go to school together. He knows me. But there is no road from Thompson Town to Smithville and from Maypen to Frankfield, no roads. And there's so much money, you just said, and there is no roads. Lots of Caledonian people sitting in here right now. There is no roads. I want to know when the Minister of Works is going to go into those community and district and see the condition that the people living in.
Okay, Clarendon Massive says no roads.
All right, can I just ask you a question? I'm sorry, ma'am, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Was there a road there before that was destroyed, or there's never been any road there? There's never been any?
There was
All right.
road, no, there was road there.
How long ago was the road there?
There was road there.
How long ago was the road there?
From I was born, those roads were there. When Minister Edwin Hallin Road was there.
She said, somebody's saying there's no road there. Them says no road down there.
Okay.
Right, so there, okay, so now, there's a reason why I asked. Because what I want you to understand is that, so as your government has been building with $40 billion, over 2,000 roads are projected. The government can't snap the finger and overnight all 2,000 roads are fixed. The planning, the preparation to make sure that when these roads are fixed, you get more life out of the roads. All right? So every road won't be fixed at the same time. So I understand your concern, because even as a member of parliament, listen, I won a seat in Portmore that was not won by the Jamaican Labour Party in about 36 years. When I became member of parliament, everybody want every single road fixed one time. It's impossible, because you recognize that there are communities that have never had proper roads, but we're bringing the roads. So I can assure you that the roads will come. We recognize that, you see, when a country has a wide network of roads, it's good for commerce. It improves the assets of the community, greater pride in the community. It improves local businesses as well. It also brings more tourism and investments into your communities. We recognize that. And as a government, we put people first, and we want to empower you and empower your communities. So some of those new roads, Clarendon is getting them. In fact, the Minister of Works is from Clarendon, and I follow his social media page as well, and I see where more roads are being built in Clarendon than have ever been done before. So we'll get there. Thank you so much.
The road is going on the highway, but I'm talking about the country.
Yeah, they're coming one by one. One cocoa full basket, yes. one road make car easier for drive pan.
Is this a dual question, or is two of you walked up together?
We're together.
Okay, go ahead. Name and question.
My name is Hassan Pur, and it's my business partner, Mike Wang. We're in the national housing business. We build affordable housing all throughout the world. We are very interested in Jamaica. We were there in 2022 and 2023, looking at the concepts down there. The question is that we have the money to build, but what we need in Jamaica is people who have lands to come and join with us, or people, if the government can give us land to be able to build, because let's say that a piece of land costs $5 million. If we buy the land right out front, there's less money to go into the development itself. So if the government have lands or people have lands, we can joint venture with them. So we want to know who should we contact to get all this information from them.
Okay.
Again, to you and your partner, thank you for coming. As I said, this conference is about friends of Jamaica as well as our diasporans. And, Madam Jampro right here, she can tell you about land that is available for building. She can tell you about land that is available for if you want to, maybe while you're building down there, because you're going to be in Jamaica doing work for about maybe 5-10 years, you probably want to do a little farming as well. So she's going to tell you all about that. All right. And if you come to the conference, I'll encourage you to come to the conference. then you can actually interface with some of the different ministers and the different agents and departments who are driving much of the growth and development. In fact, Monday, the investment forum is one of the first forums, it's one of the first topics, one of the first sessions on the topic. All right, and you all would have heard about NARA as well.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there's a whole segment as well dealing with investment, infrastructure development, NARA as well. Everybody wants to know what's going to happen with NARA and how are they going to drive growth and investment through infrastructure development as well. So it's a great way. So for today, speak to Madam Jampro, all right, and then I would recommend that you get registered. The registration for the conference is aitix.app. So that's AI as in artificial intelligence. aitix .app /BJDC aitix.app /BJDC. You can go on there, book your ticket. If you have a business that you want to promote at the conference as well, you can book one of the booths as well. And the booths are reasonable for a 4-day conference. You get a booth, a 20 by 10 is about 2,000 US. A 10 by 10. Don't kill me for saying US. I know I'm in Canada. It's just that my head. I know, but don't kill me. I don't know the Canadian conversion, so that's why.
Many more.
All right. So I've recognized and I've sought your permission. The 10 by 10 is about 1,500 US. There's a 700 square meter. That's about, I can't recall what that one is. But when you go online, you'll see the different booths as well. So you can get in as well. And if you're smaller ones, if you're a small business investor, you have what you call the bird's nest. And that's about $250 US as well. So you can literally be in a room with major investors advertising your small business as well.
Yes, and all of that information is online on the conference page. So please check it out. I see that we're going to cycle back now through some questions. So before we do so, I want to acknowledge somebody who's here. So for this year, I don't know if you knew, but Niagara Falls lit up in the Jamaican colors, celebrating 60 years, the 60th anniversary of the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. Several initiatives are being planned to commemorate this significant milestone, and these are being organized by the Jamaican Liaison Service here in Toronto. Chief Liaison Officer, Mrs. Althea Riley, is here. She's sitting in front. I want you to stand so they can see you. You can connect with her to find out about all the events that are being planned to celebrate this milestone for seasonal agricultural workers. Okay, we're going to come over to this side now, and we're in reset mode. One question, state your name and question. Let's go.
Okay, again, Gareth Geddes, just wanted to clarify, and because I'm solution-oriented, it's not a bug, it's an issue. It's also not unique in terms of the property tax payment. I asked 4 persons in Jamaica to do the test to ensure it wasn't an issue with myself. It wasn't unique to a particular browser. And also, I just logged in again, and the same issue over the last year is there. So what I'm saying, this is something, it's pertinent, and it's something that you may not be doing it yourselves, but it's something for sure that needs to be addressed. And that's the issue of online payment of property tax.
That maybe something to talk on offline with our Consul General and our High Commissioner, who have both expressed that they have used the online services. So maybe after we wrap up here, you talk to them, because maybe there's something else that's unique to you that's happening there.
I'm sorry, Madam Marita, just to indicate, sir, again, so our Consul General right here, who he actually turned himself minister, is a good thing him ask the question, because I never remember to pay my property tax either. He just went on the Tax Administration Jamaica's webpage. You see his name there, Kurt O. Davis, and he's actually paid total, I'm not telling you how much he paid, total payments X. A printable copy of your statement of payment was sent to, and it notes his email address, and he just did it right here from the laptop while sitting here as well. So there is perhaps an issue with
there might be something else going on.
Right,
so
but
we'll
he
take
just
it
did
off.
All right, thank you.
Touch base with our Consul General, okay? All right. I'm going to have this lady come up because she didn't get to ask any questions. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Janice Bartley, and thank you. My name is Janice Bartley, and I have a question with regard to Vision 2030 and the AI mandate that you're looking at. And I'm curious to understand...
The AI what?
The AI mandate.
AI mandate.
That you're looking at.
Vision
article-
2030
Yeah.
AI
Yeah.
mandate.
How is Jamaica going to address the large water that is required to draw on AI? Are you looking at desalination? And where are you storing all this data? And who are you looking at in terms of partners? Because what we're seeing globally is the vast resources AI is drawing. That has become a concern. So I'm just curious what Jamaica's strategies.
Jamaica's strategy around managing AI and the energy that it's pulling from water as well as electricity.
All right, thank you for that. All right, so what I can say is that Dr. Andrew Wheatley, who is the Minister with Portfolio Responsibility for Technology, a few weeks ago, he launched the AI, it's an AI council, and they're charged with formulating Jamaica's AI policy. Dr. Wheatley will also be, well, the request was made for him to also be at the conference. There is a special segment speaking about AI and technology. All right, so in our follow-up to him, we can ask that they look at that question in detail as well. But there will be a presentation and a panel with Diaspora global experts on artificial intelligence, dealing with cybersecurity as well, data protection, and that will be considered at the conference. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
He could go before me if he has
Okay.
a question. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Claude Thompson, Regional Director here with JN. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm not really asking a question. I suppose I find it necessary to provide some answers. Not that I'm discounting the gentleman's question about property taxes, but as you know, the Jamaica National Group, particularly JN Money, we always partner with the government to provide services in the diaspora. And certainly for property taxes, customers can come to our office to pay their property taxes as well. So while
you work on the glitch.
While you work on the technology on the site, you can walk into any of our offices and pay the property taxes to Jamaica. So I'm hoping this answer that I'm providing will benefit the entire audience, because we know a lot of persons do have properties in Jamaica and would need to pay their property tax seamlessly, and JN Money can do that for you. So I'm happy that we're here today to provide that answer.
Thank you, our legacy partner, JN, clarifying that JN can help you right here in Canada. You can go to any of the offices while you work on your online glitch. Yes, miss. Say your name and question.
Good afternoon. My question is for all three of you guys. So my name is Aniska Graver. I'm a strategic policy leader and a future diplomat. And I'm based here in Canada, and I have experience working for the provincial as well as the municipal government as well as international development field. So in many ways, I've contributed to the brain drain, and I would love to go back home and work there and put my policy experience there. So I'm looking to contribute to the diaspora policy efforts and that's working to strengthen Jamaican overall human development. So where do you see as an entry point for someone like me, like a young professional who's doing things, to start?
Okay, entry point for a young professional who was a part of the brain drain and would like to go back.
We're very happy to receive you back. There is the Services Commission in Kingston. You can send your application, and we will give you the information after. Yeah. But you have the Services Commission, which is actually for the wider government. So once, based on your expertise, they can actually place you in the ministry that suits your skill sets and work with you. But we're happy to hear that. That's a positive. Let's clap.
Yes, I wanted to bring positive things.
Okay, and we would also, until you get there, to Minister mentioned the Global Jamaica Diaspora, you have the Youth Council. And so there is that connection. Stephen Gittins, please introduce yourself. Okay. Because again, we want to see how we can build that kind of dialogue from now until you get back to Jamaica. But we're looking forward to receiving you there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over here.
Good evening, Minister HC, CG.
Say the name and
my name is Adoma Patterson. I have been reflecting on the role of Jamaican Canadian organizations and how we can help to advance and advocate for Jamaica's interests in Canada. And I'm wondering if you have any reflection, right? Most of the organizations here are more than 50 years old. And so just thinking a little bit about how we're more strategic in helping to advance priorities on behalf of Jamaica.
Good question.
Thank you so much for that question. And I know Adoma has long experience with Jamaica's oldest diaspora organization here, which I always like to remind people existed even before the consulate was here and represented Jamaica here, the Jamaican Canadian Association. And we are very keen to see how we're going to support all our various organizations in, I want to call it a revitalization and in spreading their wings to reach the second and third generation Jamaicans as well, to bring on board the ideas and the innovations and the concerns so that it can have a strong network of different community organizations, even if they are focused on different specific things as their areas of forte, but in a way that they can come together in some sort of an umbrella mechanism to advocate on behalf of the different issues that matter to Jamaicans who are here. So for example, we do know we had the issue of the missing boys the other day, and everybody was wondering where are all the boys missing and gone to. But how could we have come together as a community to advocate for better treatment? We had the situations that I'm tracking online. I'm not going to get into the deep politics of Canadian politics here, but we saw the situation of the schoolboy who was accused of assault and charged and so forth. And all those issues that are affecting our community and educational outcomes, health outcomes, all of these things that affect our community. We want to see how we're going to bring persons together. And I want to make you know that the consulate is very much open to helping to be that convening voice and that convening arena to help bring the voices together. And also, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council has a part of that role to play as well, because they are bringing the issues that matter to you to the fore so that the government can know what are the issues that we need to raise as we are in dialogue with the host country at the various levels that there are as well. Because as you know, Jamaica and Canada has a strong relationship, and the Foreign Ministry, the Minister is here and the High Commissioner here as well, have that leading role in bringing these issues to their attention and working out solutions for a lot of them as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And in the interest of time, just want to note that these are the last two questions that we're going to take from the floor. We've caught up back with time and we don't want to belabor it. Okay?
All right. Narando again.
Thank you so much for taking my questions. Good
evening. Sorry about that, but you asked already. And
yeah, so good evening. I'm Stacey Bear. Good evening, CG and High Commissioner Minister. Welcome to Toronto. So I'm a public policy professional and AI governance instructor, but my question is about local economic development for Jamaicans who cannot leave, those in the rural parts. So given what happened with the hurricane, can you speak to, Minister, any initiatives that are about helping local Jamaicans in rural parts develop their entrepreneurial skills, because Jamaicans are very entrepreneurial. There's a lot of mom and pop shops that were displaced, and there's a lot of entrepreneurial ideas, but there doesn't seem to be a strong ecosystem to really develop that to help them thrive and, you know, export products and goods to places like Canada. So if there's any initiatives like that, or will it be covered at the conference? I'd be curious to hear. Thank you.
okay, so any initiatives for local Jamaicans in rural areas who may have been displaced during Melissa and so on, what initiatives are around?
All right, so thank you for that. Just to indicate that even outside of Hurricane Melissa, there are great empowerment initiatives for young Jamaicans and older Jamaicans. I'll start with heart training programs. So we do recognize that there's great skills, great talents in Jamaica. And if we're truly going to capitalize on the industrial, well, you call it the artificial intelligence revolution that's taking place now, that we have to empower Jamaicans with the requisite skills. So heart training programs up to level 4 have always been free And as of this year, July or June or July, up to level 5 will also be free. So this is now beyond an associate's degree program. So the Heart Training Institute, it's about skills, it's about technology. Jamaicans in the room who perhaps left in the 70s or 90s, they would identify with Heart teaching people hospitality, how to spread bed, how to maybe serve in a restaurant, wait on a table and so forth. But Heart is more than that. They're teaching them now AI, how to build robots, using robots in farming. And even within the different ministries, so in the Ministry of Agriculture, there are different farming programs to empower persons within the rural areas. So beyond using the interface with technology, like robots and picking plants crops when they're ripe, you also have programs where we're giving farmers fertilizers, we're giving farmers seeds, we're giving them tools, equipment. In the aftermath of Hurricane, Minister, I had the pleasure of joining other ministers of government in areas across the country, Clarendon, St. James, St. Elizabeth, this rural Jamaica, where we were distributing fertilizers, seedlings, and so forth to help them back on track. We also have grants through the government, again, different government programs where we're giving persons who have a particular skill set coming out of Heart, we're giving them grants up to $300,000 so that they can buy whatever tools and equipment they might need to help in their own jobs. So there are lots of markets for empowerment. I could go on, but many programs across Jamaica. This is part of the reason why the unemployment rate in Jamaica, when was the last time somebody called you all and say, beg you some money because I want to buy one phone card or send some more money or this, not it. Jamaica has one of the lowest unemployment records in the world now at 3.3%. 3.3%. So again, there are so many success stories happening in Jamaica, but those aren't the ones that somehow get highlighted because media is very sensational, and if a dog bites a man, it's not going to be a big story, but if a man ever bite the dog, you're going to hear him wicked and in the hunger and then bite the dog. That now becomes story. So that's really what happens in the news cycle. But lots of positives.
Okay.
And
just to quickly add, and again from the Canadian context, if you go on Global Affairs Canada website, the Canadian government, for one, partners with the GOG on several initiatives to empower women. You have the potato farm, industry potato farming, you have different the cold storage machines, all kind of things. But there are several initiatives on Global Affairs that you will see where the Canadian government has invested to help us as we seek to empower and upskill our young people.
Okay, thank you. And last question goes to you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Marisa Cadenhead, world #1 ranked high jumper.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey.
My question this evening is, what is the government's position on athletes who have been displaced and whose records have been acknowledged by the world, the international body, World Athletics, but has not been ratified by the J3 administration?
Okay, specific. She's talking about athletes who, some of them are displaced, but she's talking about their records not being ratified in Jamaica.
all right, so I'm not aware of that, but I will make a note of it. And that is something, if you are at the conference, we do expect Minister Grange to be on the creative industries panel that also looks at sport as a part of the creative industry, sports being physical culture. So I will make a note of that question. All right.
I appreciate that because it is, when the records have not been ratified by our country, it alters the course of history. And history cannot be changed. So I appreciate your response. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for participating in this town hall in Toronto. We thank Honorable Minister Terrelonge for taking the time to come out and being with us. We also want to thank our other panelists, our High Commissioner and our Counsel General. We have covered quite a bit of topics this evening, from Trelawney to shipment, property taxes, digital technology to, AI and more. And I know there are more questions that you didn't ask, and I ask you and encourage you to engage with the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, engage with our council core, because the conversation continues. And as you've heard, the 11th biennial conference is coming up, and that is also where these conversations will continue. So be a part of it. You know, don't just have these burning questions here, but note all the persons we've highlighted in the room for you to connect with after this evening, and also make your way to Jamaica, right, Minister? So that they can meet up with even more. It's going to be a big networking opportunity as well for those of you who are entrepreneurs and so on. So we look forward to having you in Jamaica. As we wrap up, we're going to ask one of our council members to come forward, Mr. Leo Campbell. He is an elected representative this year for the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, and we welcome him.
Good evening, everyone. We're so grateful that you came out today, and I just want to wrap up quickly, but I do have to acknowledge everyone who made this evening possible. So again, all protocol being observed. As we bring the Town Hall meeting to close, I want to sincerely thank each of you for your presence, your voices, and your meaningful participation today. Today was not just a meeting. It was a space for open dialogue, honest engagement, and strengthened connections between our community, our government, and our diaspora here in Canada. Your contributions today demonstrate the strength, the pride, and the commitment that define the Jamaican diaspora. I also wish to acknowledge our High Commissioner, Her Excellency Marsha Corlaban, and her leadership, and for formally introducing the minister today, as well as our Consul General, Mr. Kurt Davis, for his continued leadership, dedication, and also doing the welcoming remarks. Special thanks to our moderator, Ms. Dene, thank you. You landed the plane so well. We are grateful for that. And you're guiding this conversation, of course, ensuring that it was balanced and inclusive and engaging as a dialogue. We also extend our appreciation to our presenters, our Chief Representative Officer from JN Bank, Canada. We also acknowledge again our representative from the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, Ms. Lisa Ruddy, and Dr. Thompson. Thank you so much there as well for your valuable insights, contributions, which helped to also enrich the conversation today. Council colleagues representing various sectors, whether here in person or online, we know you joined as well virtually. Thank you for your continued leadership and commitment to advancing the priorities of the diaspora. We are deeply grateful to the church for providing this welcoming space, to Bishop Duffus, also a past council member, for your generosity and your support in making today's meeting possible. We thank you as well. On behalf of the organizing team, I extend again a sincere appreciation to our partners, our volunteers, all participants for making today's day a success. And as we leave here today, let us carry forward the momentum. Let us continue the conversations, deepen our collaboration, commit to action, for together we can ensure that both today's event and the upcoming conference deliver lasting impact for our communities here in Canada and in Jamaica. May the future be even more fruitful as we move forward to the next chapter. I also want to quickly just again acknowledge Jamaica Liaison Service, JAMPRO, who I also note was here, and we want to thank Caribbean Queen Jerk for providing such a nutritious meal at the beginning. By your applause, I think you enjoyed it as well. And again, Jamaica National, our legacy partner for the conference, who will help you find a way, as well as Grace Kennedy as well. Thank you so much. So thank you once more for your time, your engagement, your commitment. We look forward to seeing you in June. Now this brings this evening's Town Hall meeting to a close.
Thank you, Mr. Leo Campbell. Thank you, panelists, and thank all of you. Give yourselves a round of applause. We kept the reverence in the sanctuary, right? We want to thank those of you who joined us online as well for being here with us, and we hope that you learned something. At the very least, you learned who to connect with right away. And our minister is going to mingle just for a little bit. He has to go to Montreal tomorrow, so he's not going to be here long. But we thank everybody. For those of you who are going to make your way home, make it home safely. And we'll see you again at another engagement or at the conference. Thank you.
Thank you.